Okay, so this is my page, my thought form on art, exploring the purpose of art. And what I came to was my form of art, or several forms of my art, obviously the quantum memoir being one of them, and then I'm going to write a theory on the quantum memoir, but that's taking years to do because I'm using experience to give me the data to write the actual theory. And then the other thing that I'm doing that's taking years to do is this documentary. I have 4 years since 2017, 4 years worth of YouTube videos that I'm making into this sort of 1-part, 2-part documentary of this lifestyle that we've created. So what I'm seeing is that I'm trying to create closure on this 4-year span of our life where it wasn't just like the story of life where you graduate high school, you go to college, you get a good job, you meet the person of your love life, you get married, you have a house, you have kids, like that progression. For me, this 4 years that I'm trying to put closure on is going minimalist. Like I was trying to find out what is the theme as I've been going through these videos. And so I see what it is like, what is the theme, the closure of what I've done in these last 4 years? So basically what I'm trying to do with my art is I'm trying to create closure with these videos that I've been making that are about my lifestyle so that I can kind of see where, you know, from 2017 moving until now, like what is the big theme, the purpose that I've been doing? And it all seems to be around building my home or my lifestyle. So while I believe that nothing ends and everything ends, it's like a paradox, I feel like I need to find closure to this thing that I've been creating for the last 4 years, this lifestyle art project. So when I was doing all of these notes the other day and thinking about closure, I came up with this question for the tarot. I just didn't do it because I wanted to record it. So here I am. I'm going to ask the question, how can I create closure? This is going to be specific to my art project of my theory of the quantum memoir and my documentary, but also I could use it symbolically, how to create closure in my life in different areas beyond just art, just as a deliberate creator of my lifestyle. So closure is kind of like the winter. You have winter, spring, summer, fall, and then you go into winter again. So as you're surrendering this phase of the moon or this time of the year to enter into the winter, you're closing something so that you can surrender to become something else. At least that's how my philosophy in my life works. So how can I create closure right now for this page, for my art, for my lifestyle? How can I create closure that's going to be useful, helpful? So we're going to do tarot. And I'm seeing that I put a period. I don't often put periods in any of my artwork. It's the ... because my thoughts always carry on to the next. But here I have an period and I put that's important. So I need to have closure to some of the things in my life, like shadow experiences. I need to understand the formula to have the answer to move forward, or at least it's more favorable to. So how can I create closure with my art? Ooh, I don't know what it was. I got 2 cards though, so I wasn't sure which one to pick. So let's just keep going. How can I create closure? 9 of Wands. So this is how I do this. So this sphere is my tarot sphere. It's my divination, seeking inspiration or a message from a mechanical source, like a physical source, like runes or tarot or oracle cards. I got the 9 of Wands. I don't know where the lens is, but the challenges before you are the last bit of darkness before the dawn. So how can I create closure? The challenges that are right now are the last of darkness before dawn. So something about darkness before dawn. So I guess I'd have to overcome this challenge in order to get the closure. So overcome challenge. Overcome challenges. And so what I'm seeing in my mind is Mario. Each level of Mario is a challenge, and it's not a problem. You don't play Mario with the idea that this is a problem, that you can't beat this level. It's a challenge. You want to do it. So how can I create closure? If I don't want to say enjoy, but if I am present with the challenges, I'm aware of them, I'm with them, I'm paying attention, I'm learning from them, then I'll be able to overcome them and I'll be able to create that closure. So what I'm going to do, that's kind of just like the gist of what I'm getting from the message of the card. I'm going to read the excerpt on Crystal Clear Reflections, which is a website that I use to decipher tarot, and see what else it might have to say about this card. I know 9 has to do with closure. So this is a pretty amazing card to get for this question of closure. Like 9 has something to do with the end. And Wands, magic, intention, I'm not sure. Still new to tarot, so let me look into this. My cat's getting crazy. What are you doing, Shady? What are you doing? I'm going to read into this a little bit more, and then I'm going to find a message and I'm going to put it inside this sphere. But first, I'm going to do a little doodle. Nine of Wands. 9. I'm still seeing this red really stand out. But I don't want to draw that banner red. So I'm going to do yellow. We got lots of nice yellow over here. So how can I create closure? Closure is what's standing out. How can I create closure? I have all of these projects of building my home, my art, of changing my lifestyle, of working with my shadows. I have so much going on. I feel like I need to close some of these things from my past in order to move on to my future. So what I'm seeing right here is the challenges are the past reoccurring. And so this is the cycle of life again and again. Again squared. Over and over again exponentially. So what does this card mean? Okay, I'm going to read from the Crystal Reflections website for the 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands suggests strength of vision, perception, and intuition balanced mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, and physically. The true strength of within. So the 9 of Wands has something to do with the true strength of within. So what I would normally do is I've already cleared all the notes for this page. I've filled it all up. So I will flip my page and I will use this backside for the rest of my notes. For this card, the 9 of Wands. You can see I already have some notes here from the videos that I was taking. So the 9 of Wands suggests strength of vision, perception, and intuition balanced You have learned to deal with your problems and the compromises they demand, and you have developed wisdom and discipline from your experiences. So I'm hearing right now this quote that Bodhi and I have been using since we started the homeschooler, like converting the school bus. Learn through creating your own experience. So my handwriting is atrocious right now. This is Molly and Bodhi. That's my husband and I. We have this philosophy that if we learn through creating our own experience, we're going to be better off. And so that's what I'm reading in this Crystal Reflections information about the Nine of Wands. You are on the right path. Continue on this way. Hear what others have to say and do not be obstinate. Hold on to what you believe and trust that you have the knowledge, wisdom, and strength to see it through. So what I would say is trust. All right, so I need to trust that I have the knowledge and wisdom needed to see things through. Know and respect yourself. Be true to yourself and value yourself by walking your own path. All right, so really important. Walk my path. My being the important part. Walk my path. There's the period again. Defend your spirit without compromising. Be honest. So walk my honest path. Preserve your spirit. Keep mentally, physically, and emotionally fit, and your spirit will naturally guide you. Preparation and strength will be necessary for any opposition that can arise now. So I need to be prepared. And the only way I could really be prepared is to be prepared to be prepared. Like, I can't get everything in order and then be prepared. That's control. The only way I can actually be prepared is to trust that I will have the strength to deal with whatever I need to deal with when I need to deal with it. That's being prepared. But you will be victorious. You have tremendous vitality, attractiveness, and charm to both sexes. Face your greatest fears with a gift of this strength of purpose. So, I like the idea of facing my fears. Face my fears. This has been a theme that has been coming up all winter and even probably from fall. Turn away from that which is not right for you and aspire to your higher purpose. Meet your future with an unshakable stance as you protect and support others who are in need. You will find spiritual strength in facing your own fears. Complete the spiritual or creative task. Open your mind to life. Okay, I hear the word complete. Complete this spiritual or creative task. So this is a creative and spiritual task. So what I'm seeing is facing my fears, which is basically the shadow or the past or programming. I could go on, but I won't. Then I'm going to have the task of creatively and spiritually completing or overcoming my fears. So to overcome, close, and then the biggest idea, which is the phase of that we're in the moon right now that I use for my quantum memoir cycles, is surrender. We're in the fourth phase of the moon, which is the waning crescent moon, and surrender means to become At least these are my definitions of words that I surrender, like figure it out yourself. But how I've looked up the etymology, it means to become, to surrender. So if I tackle facing my fears, then I check off this spiritual creative task of bringing my fears to a closure, to an end, to surrender them, to become. And this is a fun thing that I'm thinking of, that I keep lots of ugly light bulb. What I keep coming to is a new avatar. This word avatar, I see it obviously in the movies, but also like Eastern philosophy avatar. You know, the airbender, the last avatar of the wind, you know, in movies. Yeah, anyways, new avatar. So the 9 of Wands, I learned through creating my own experience by facing my fears, and then I do this creative task of overcoming and closing my shadow, my past, to become or surrender into a new avatar. So this is the formula or the answer of the 9 of Wands to my question, how can I create closure? So how can I create closure? By facing my fears. So there's a little bit more in this Crystal Reflections. Let's finish reading that and see what it has to say. As you protect and support others who are in need, you will find spiritual strength in facing your own fears. Complete this spiritual and creative task. Open your mind to life. Look at all the possibilities and to release the energy that is being contained within yourself. The mental and spiritual are in productive working agreement. There is a solid philosophy in place as you begin to know spiritual truths at the intellectual level. Your mind has established a level of truth for self, which echoes universal truth. When someone approaches you, they cannot help but sense the degree to which your center is aligned with the center of all things. This gives you an air of authority, and people tend to submit to you rather than to challenge you. Good communication between your spiritual and mental planes. Knowing God intellectually. The mark of a theologian. The impact of grace on a well-trained mind. On target with a karmic contract. Knowledge is the path leading to enlightenment. A firm foundation and backup resources at all 4 levels. I like that firm foundation because that's what this page is about somewhat, is this foundation that we're trying to download and ground our home, Bodhi and I. Hidden resources are available to you, even some which are not known to you. You may have much more depth than you are aware of. True determination through identification with your beliefs, both spiritual and intellectual. True determination through identification with your beliefs. So has something to do with beliefs here. And I'm going to write life's, lie, because that's what the shadows, the past, the programming is a lie. And so then that's why I often say believe with 2 E's, because this is an archaic way to spell believe and it doesn't have the word lie in it. Anyways, what I like about Crystal Reflections website is that they give you questions to answer, so you can kind of dive deeper into the card. And then they also give you special messages to what it might be next to. In this case, the Sun and the 10 of Wands, but I don't have it next to anything. And the card I got was in the first position because it's the only position. I'm not doing a tarot spread. This is my only tarot message. So I'm going to use first position for the representation for this card, which is the integration of spirituality of all your lower levels is not so much a requirement at this point as it is simply a matter of fact. Spiritual exercise and ritual is for you a way of life. This is what I'm talking about. It's my lifestyle. It's a way of life. This shadow facing my fears, dealing with my shadows, and having a creative task to overcome them. This is my life's work. Yeah, this is the quantum memoir. So all I do is I go on a journey in my thoughts of the stuff that I'm consuming in this article or other people's art, my life experience, and now I'm going to condense this and I'm going to put it into the sphere. So let's see. How can I create closure is the question. A creative and spiritual task. Creatively face my fears. Face. This word face is really standing out to me. Creatively face my fears. So, you know, what's coming up to me is emotions. In my daily tarot, I've been getting a lot of cups. And so what I'm seeing is that art is emotional. Art is emotional. I feel like I should write that somewhere. Okay, I can also tell that my handwriting is all kind of messy and stuff. So I'm having an observation. I'm going to erase this, which is just kind of against my philosophy here, but I'm having an observation that I'm trying to rush my art right now. So part of the thing that is going on with my artwork and with Bodhi's artwork is that we live in such a small space. It's hard for us to separate and work on our individual arts individually without being influenced by one another or distracted by one another. So he's gone right now doing some errands, so I have this time and space to myself, but I feel very compact in the amount of time that I have to do it. So I sort of have a fear that I will be interrupted, so I'm trying to rush. So I could tell in my handwriting and in my creativity, I could see a difference between these other spheres and this sphere. I'm just trying to check the box, and I don't like doing that. I literally drew a checkbox, right? I don't like checking the boxes, even though my ego seems to. It's always driving me towards that. So I'm going to try to write this slower again. And it's still kind of messy, but whatever. The point is there that I've been getting a lot of cups in my daily tarot and my this is my time manifest that I have. So if we go and we look at the phase that we've just completed, this is the waning gibbous moon phase from the full moon. I have 3 cups, 4 cups, Page of Cups twice, 6 of Cups, and 7 of Cups. So out of 7 spheres, 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, were cups. So a lot of emotions. So I'm putting emotional artwork for here. And now I'm just going to have to face that I didn't really do this creatively, but I have the inspiration. I have all of the meaning there, even if I didn't visually represent the meaning. But this word face, I am visually getting in my mind that facing my fears has to do with something face to face, like being present with it. Yeah. Face my fears. Face. So, face. Be present. No more hiding. Okay. I'm not going to make any more artwork or visual or anything. I'm just going to let that be right there. I definitely have some judgments about the handwriting that I put in there, the lack of color, the lack of visual artwork in it. but I suppose that's what I'm trying to get at. I'm looking for advice. The advice that I have is that I need to face my fears. My fear in this case is that this isn't good enough for what I was trying to do. I failed. But that's okay, because I didn't fail, because I see and observe my experience of judging, you know, how I went about this. And I'm using the actual information in a valuable way, which is that I have fears. And if I want closure to my past, I will need to overcome the fears or make peace with them somehow. So the next thing that I've been seeing with this page is the numerology. Earlier when this page started, I was seeing 555 a lot, so I was going to do 555 there, but that is gone. So more recently, what I've been envisioning is player 1. I've been seeing a button, a giant red button right here for player 1. So let's see if that's true. And so what I would do is I would explore the number 1 and how that pertains to art and myself and my life experience, and then come up with a message that would relate to that. But the visual clue that, like I'm saying, is a button. So let's see what that might look like.